The only thing worse than talking your way out of pussy is singing your way out of pussy. Like that. I can't think of it more.
Singing your way out of pussy.
I had a friend who, the worst thing she got from her boyfriend was, I think it's worse than chlamydia. She got ringworm.
What?
From her boyfriend.
What the fuck was he doing?
It's like getting bed. I'd rather get chlamydia than bed bugs. I just want you to guess.
Yeah, because it's 2 pills. What is it? Like you may take medicine.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no fucking idea. Christine, no, I don't know.
Why would you ask something like that?
Why? I have no idea how to mitigate the severity of chlamydia whatsoever. I've never been penetrated.
Just asking for his
sake.
Yeah.
Well,
William's sake.
Well, I feel like, I don't know, like, here's the worst one. Herpes, that probably sucks ass. I know a lot of people with herpes.
I'm terrified of getting herpes.
I do
You
not
don't have like the mouth herpes, right?
Yeah,
that
like
sounds like something someone who has herpes would say. Though.
yeah, but we all have it, right?
We all have it.
That's what I heard. People are like, it's so common. I'm like, well, I don't know anyone with it.
Really?
Well, like no one my age.
I know a lot of people with herpes. I do not have herpes, thank God. But I mean, isn't it just like normal? I feel like there's just medicine for everything now.
Yeah. I did a video, I did an educational video for STDs where I'm the girl in the video who gets, I think it's herpes like my throat because I give head. So I don't even have sex. But I'm like, but I'm a virgin. It's like oral sex is still sex. Yeah, it's
imagine not fucking and getting an STD.
What a worst.
Imagine giving someone else pleasure and you getting the STD.
Oh my God. In the back of your throat too. Oh
well,
God.
Dude, apparently getting, oh my God, what is it? People get like syphilis in their throat.
I think that's what I got. Not in the video. It's for educational purposes.
Okay, methinks the lady doth protest too much.
What video was this for?
It was for like education.
Is it Canadian PSA?
No,
I know, but like
in America, it was one of those like those in health class when you watch videos about STDs.
It was one of those?
I was in one of those.
You were like in a non-union job where you're like, okay, how many years ago were you in this?
This was like a
long ass time ago, right?
Time ago.
And you're like, paid actor. Fuck yeah. And they're like, we'll give you $200 and a turkey sandwich.
I think it was like $250. Honestly, I was like so stoked to do it. I've done some embarrassing jobs. I did stock photography, horrible.
I've had some pretty bad ones, especially acting jobs where like just being in something that's like so poorly written that you have to be like, haha, yeah, this is good. And then you're like, why am I into this work? I don't like this feeling of inadequacy.
You're like, how do I learn to say no? Where does that come in?
Can you repeat what you do to your air purifier? Because by the way, we're in a room that's like extremely, I would say, dank. It's there's no cross breeze. I am currently sweating. It's not fun. Don't like it.
4 dudes in here for an hour.
Yeah, screaming.
Yeah.
4 guys screaming and just sweating and screaming.
So this is what I do to my air purifier, and this is how you know if you have a good air purifier. I have this one that has a light that tells me how clean the air is, but I've started farting in front of it, and then the light will change colors.
Wow.
So it goes from blue to purple to red, and if I fart twice in a row in front of it, it will turn to purple, and it will like take some time to purify the air.
So you know it's working.
I know it's working.
Oh,
that's how I know it's working.
That's so smart. That's honestly like,
yeah.
That's intelligent of you to be like, I know how to test this.
And also, I'm like, I want to clean this air as quickly as possible. Let's go to the person doing that, and it's this air purifier.
Man,
if it doesn't change colors, return it. If I start smoking weed in my house too, it also turns red.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind the weed residue. I mean, maybe because I smoke a good amount of weed. But sometimes, like, people get in my car, like, kind of smells like weed in here. I'm like, okay, officer. You're welcome for picking you up, like, asshole. It's like, I don't mind weed smell. Cigarettes, no, you don't want the residues. Cigarettes, the funny thing about cigarettes is, like, smoking them, you're like, fuck yeah, this is great. And then just after that, you're like, just your hair smell, everything.
Your fingers.
Your fingers?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Awful. It's like seeing, like, hair on a head, gorgeous. Hair that's just like solo, you're like, that's disgusting. It's like, it's so foul, dude.
Dude, I don't even like smelling my fingers after rolling a joint. I'm like, I don't want my fingers to smell ever.
Like weed? Wait, like anything?
Like anything?
What do they smell like right now?
Your fingers all day long.
Pretty
no.
awful.
I think probably the creepiest position to see a man in is doing this.
It's never. He's never up to anything good because it's always like he scratched something, he's remembering something. There's no good attached to the sniff of a finger from a man, I think.
Yeah, I think also men are good at showering like their whole body, but I don't think they're good at washing their hands.
Nah,
Yeah.
we didn't before.
COVID? I still don't think y'all do.
I heard that there was someone saying that the first time after COVID there were lines out of the men's bathrooms, and they figured out it was because men had never washed their hands before.
100%. That's not.
And so that's why there's never a line in front of a men's bathroom because no one is washing their hands.
Fuck men. I literally don't understand. I like fully am like brainwashed. I don't get it. Also, when you're hooking up with a guy, do you know how many times I've like hooked up with like before I hooked up with a guy, I'm like, okay, we just went to a taco truck, like I hope he like washes his hands before he like fingers me because he has like all pastor like all up on his hands. Like literally like a guy will eat like, and it's like, can you wash your hands? Like I really think I break out because like of being touched on the face.
Or peppers on the fingers. That's dangerous. Oh my God.
Yeah, if you finger a girl after you ate fucking jalapeno, she's gonna burn up.
I once got fingered on a beach, which sounds so romantic, but actually sand everywhere. It was one of the most painful experiences ever. It was like, oh, I don't understand.
I fucked on a beach, that gay beach, remember?
You fucked on that gay beach?
Yeah, dude.
Sick.
Yeah, there was went to I DJ'd a gay orgy in Oaxaca.
Like, I had to.
Yeah, well, it's kind of honestly, I did feel like I was kind of I was colonizing the space with my straight sex. I did feel like a little guilty because I was like, there was just all these like gay men fucking and sucking each other off and stuff like that. And then like me and my boyfriend were like, let's go fuck over here. And then I was like, it's kind of mean, huh?
What do you play to keep the vibes going at an orgy?
Oh, well, I was playing prior to like penetration. So it was like kind of like setting the mood, but I was playing like some Fela Kuti, some Nigerian funk, a little bit of disco, you know? And then my friend Johnny, he was playing after me, and he played a little bit more like kind of, I guess like a little more techno-y stuff, which I feel like is, yeah.
To fuck to?
Yeah, that's good. I feel like, do you guys fuck to music?
I was just gonna ask you. I don't.
No, not really.
If I do though, what should I be fucking to?
I actually have a sex playlist. I'll send it to you.
I once had a
It's very good.
I once had a man fuck me to a Maroon 5
Oh, God.
Pandora station with commercial.
You are a survivor.
Yeah.
That is a,
Yeah,
that's abuse.
Wait, is it one of those commercials where like Maroon 5 comes on? They're like, "Hey, what's up, guys? It's
No,
it's Maroon 5. Thanks for listening to our
It's
channel."
like a straight up normal Pandora station. Like
Oh,
I don't
let's
even
do
some
know. It's
Stitcher.
like Geico or whatever. You know what I mean? Horrible.
Casper mattresses.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bro, I had a Bo Burnham song come on one time. And it was like,
Oh,
the girl's like, "What?" And I was like, "I don't know." It was the most.
Here's the thing, guys. If you're gonna fuck to music, don't go willy-nilly with the shuffle. Do a fucking curated playlist. You can do a shuffle within the curated playlist, but you can't be. Oh man, one time I was fucking. Oh man, this one time I was fucking. Oh man, yeah, I know. I need a rocking chair for this story. I was fucking, and this song, I kind of need to maybe play the beginning of it because it made the person stop because it was that distracting. And it's literally a song. It's a great song, but it's like a it's this like African song that is like literally starts like off like this. I swear to God. And literally the guy was like, what is this? And I'm like, I'm sorry. And then it breaks down to like a really cool beat, but it starts off with like, it's like a Nigerian funk song that's really rad, but it was like, I was letting the playlist go all willy-nilly. I wasn't expecting to like put music on. The whole thing just kind of started happening. I was like, this will do.
Please find it. Please take your time and find that.
Also,
I need
imagine
it.
Okay, I can
so
find it.
cool that someone has to stop sex to find out like what you're listening to fucking.
No, he wasn't like, he wasn't
Shazamming it.
He was not Shazamming it. He was like, I can't maintain my erection and
That must
fuck
have been
into
intense. You could play like a fucking Hitler speech and I'll keep going. I'm like, well, this is weird,
You're
but
gonna test this? What poor girl are you gonna test this with?
what do you? This is. She's like, sorry.
I could put a Dane Cook special on it. Fuck.
Sorry, my Discover Weekly is a little bit weird right now. Yeah,
All your fave songs, audiobooks.
Oh my God. I will find this.
curious.
Don't worry.
No, please
I'm
do.
very curious now too.
It's going to be
I need-
so crazy.
Yeah, I. It's so weird to do it though, because like, especially It's like some odd song and just doesn't match at all.
Well, okay, yeah. One of the worst things to fuck to is like rat-a-tat or something like that, where it's like you're like, how do I do this? Like, it has to be something a little bit more. It has to be a little flowy, a little like chill and cool. Do you know what's fucked up? I put it on this playlist and I think I removed it because I think I was like, this was like a good fuck playlist, but I was like, I have to omit that song so it's like good. Fuck.
He ruined it for you. Fuck that guy, dude.
No, I mean, I understand. Like, I don't know. I honestly, I'd rather just like fuck to like silence. But then you could do like sexy fucking to like Leonard Cohen or something like that. I'm like,
Or sad fucking to Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not familiar with my Leonard Cohen. I'm sorry.
oh, I'm Canadian, so I have to know.
I gotta check it out.
yeah, he's Canadian Bob Dylan, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Bob Dylan would be so weird.
Ha! I found it.
Let's
okay.
go.
Okay.
It sounds like someone looking through the window too.
I'm gonna keep going. So it's like,
And it sounds very like in the room.
Right
It
now, I'd be
sounds
like-
very-
it took him a minute. He's like, I'll just get over it. He's like, oh, it's really long. The beat will drop. Let's see how long. So for a while.
Dude, wait, how long did you give it?
How long is this? It's been like what, a minute?
It's been 47.
Even this?
I feel like even this is not a good
Yeah,
song,
I'd be
though.
like, what is that? What are we doing?
Feels like someone's like asking you to leave or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
What sick fucking perverted move are you about to pull on me with this song?
Oh, that sounds like
It was a mistake. I literally had to like dismount. I literally like, I think it was,
100%.
I remember actually vividly, he was like fucking me from behind and then he was like, like he was like standing and I was like, sorry, just. It was like so crazy, dude.
Holy fuck. Oh my god.
I think that was definitely worth it.
Yeah, that was worth it. Oh my god.
Did you continue afterwards after you changed the song?
Of course.
We just throw on the weekend after.
I once threw up on a guy's dick and then just like he went and showered after. I mean, I feel like every girl, but I fully did.
I never have thrown up on a guy's
What?
dick.
I
What do
mean-
you mean? What?
I feel like, oh, okay, never mind.
I like how ours is different. I'm like, you've never had an STD. You're like, you've never thrown up on a dick. We're like Gigi Allen, dude.
Those things were also like I had like it was like he had no mixers at his house, and so I remember bringing like a red Gatorade, and so it was like red Gatorade and vodka, which is like don't do that. It's the most.
Were you guys in high school? What kind of mix?
we
Yeah,
were-
what
I think
the-
we were like in our early 20s, but and then I do remember going down on him, and then I started throwing up, and it was all red. And I got
metal,
like, all,
dude.
I got
It's metal.
It got all over his sheets, bro. And then he just washed off, and then we finished. But
Yo.
still, but
Wow, that must have been pretty good head if you came back.
listen.
Wait, you wouldn't finish? You'd be like, you gotta go.
I would disappear into the night. I would
Where do you think I was? I was like disappearing to the night. I was at his house.
I would have
You would have left your own home.
Yeah.
Are you really that squeamish? You're getting head and a girl accidentally like, cause your chokes on your big fat cock.
It's
Why
a
would you
lot,
be stoked?
and it's
Yeah.
a lot more liquidy than it is chunky.
That makes it better,
To
right?
be fair, I don't know. I guess I've never been in that situation.
Can I tell you something awful?
Okay.
Yeah.
This like makes me. This is really bad because this is a story from. It didn't happen to me. Thank fucking God. I'm not
Yeah,
just saying
right.
that. It's not like no, I'm not because I will give you one better. It happened to my significant other. So I will throw somebody under the bus. It's not myself. He was fucking a girl and turned her over, and she didn't wipe well.
Oh.
It just had like it's like she had just pushed the shit up her ass crack. So there was just shit like at the top of her butt.
Didn't he smell it?
So no, here's the
Gotta
fucked
wipe
up
down,
thing.
dude. Gotta wipe
He
down.
just sees that and he's just like, still gonna fuck her.
Wow.
And then just fucks her. And then this is the worst part. Cause he's like, well, I didn't want to embarrass her. I'm like, that's fair. That's actually sweet. Cause he didn't want to be like, hey, you got shit in your ass. And then, like, she's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna leave and go kill myself. Like,
I would have been like, do you want to take a shower?
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, do you want a shower? Yeah, why didn't he do that? So he fucks her from behind with shit in her ass, like shit smeared on her. I know, he's disgusting. And then this is the worst part, because I'm like, okay, like I kind of expected that. I'm like, you fucked her afterward, didn't you? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I knew that already. The worst part is he fucked her again at a later date.
He went back.
Isn't that fucked up? I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe to finish, I get it. It's already there. You're literally already fucking, and you turn around, you see this shit already, and you're like, whatever, man, let's just do this. You know, like.
Maybe she was going through something.
Wow, you're so kind.
Yeah, it's very
She
nice.
was going through something.
Imagine you don't wipe properly while you're
Yeah.
about to hook up with someone. Like, I feel like I go to the bathroom, and one time I've like remember like guys will be like, "What are you doing in there?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing."
Washing my
I
ass with your
know,
hand towels.
Exactly. To not do that, I'm just kind of like, she must have been like zoned out.
Yeah, I'm like, was she blacked out? Like, could she even consent? I can't.
Did she even consider?
Yeah, I was like, what, like, where'd you find her on the side of a freeway? Like, what the fuck are you talking?
family
Like, you both committed a crime. Like, that is.
Yeah.
Committed a crime.
It's so. That's like so.
Dude, what if he found out that like that's what he's into?
A scat.
Yeah,
Is that what
it's
it's called,
like-
right? Scat.
Yeah.
Bop, bop.
Yeah. He's a jazz enthusiast. I don't. Yeah, that's to me. I can't really
Deal
relate.
breaker, I think. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit
Yeah.
in somebody's ass crack and then being like, you know what? I'm gonna go back in. At a later date.
Sure.
It's crazy, dude. I'm like, that's wild behavior.
Also, if a girl puked on my dick, it would definitely feel unconsensual. If I'm like, you good? Want to keep going? Like,
This is like someone who I'd fucked for a very long
Oh,
time.
Oh,
That's-
that's
that's way
easy.
different.
Yeah, it was kind of like
I did have. Oh man, one of the worst. This was embarrassing.
do I have one of these stories in my future? Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to.
Well, this one wasn't that bad, but I was kind of like, I was actually kind of upset that he like, whatever. I was like dating this British guy, so like, I'm like, okay, tea time, whatever. Like, so he was like going down on me, and he's like, oh, you got a little bit of toilet paper in your, like, and I had like a little flick of toilet paper on my labia, and I was like, who cares? It's just a little toilet paper. Am I gross?
No, dude,
No.
that's way more common than you think.
Yeah,
it is.
but
And it's also like, yeah, I made like, but it wasn't like gross.
this is to bring it to your attention. If it's like there's a
Yeah, he should have picked.
go on.
I mean, we did see each other after that like multiple times, so I guess it was fine. But I was just like,
English people.
don't even bring this up to me.
Big J has the funniest bit about that, where he's just like, he's like, you'll turn a girl around, it's just like fucking toilet paper everywhere. So he's just like slapping the pussy, and the girl's like, ooh, he's kinky. It's like, no, it's just raining Charmin behind you, and you don't.
Oh my god. I mean, guys are so nasty too. I mean, like I've definitely been with a guy where I'm like, you didn't clean your dick. You didn't clean your dick good.
How often do you think guys are cleaning their dick?
Which is funny.
I mean, if this girl's not wiping her ass, the guys are not cleaning their dick.
I'm like, was she cool at least? Like, what excuse
must have been.
I want to
the?
see a picture.
She must have had great taste and a
How
beautiful
many
face.
followers
Like,
Yeah.
does she have?
she must. I'm like, was she like so massively hot? He's like, yeah, she was really hot. I'm like, that makes me feel a little better. Honestly, it did, because I was like, you can't fuck a girl with shit in her ass and have her not be a 10. You know what I mean? Like, she better be a
She's
fucking.
That's
immediately.
10 behavior.
She better. Yeah.
behavior.
yeah.
She's
I can
probably
get
fucked
10.
like a few other dudes that are like, I can't say anything about this. I just gotta wait it out.
Oh my
It's like that's her test. She's like, yeah, let's see if he's gonna say something.
Yeah, I make
balls.
try
The
me.
prince. He's waiting for the prince to point it out.
Yeah, you'll still fuck me with shit on my ass. That's how fucking hot I am.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Traumatic. You've never
That-
had any sexual like nasty shit happen?
Not puke or shit.
Not
so
yet.
far.
I've never
Not-
puked. I never
Not
puked
yet.
on it.
Not yet. I feel like there's probably something in my future.
A lot.
Yeah.
What about squirting?
No. I have had like one time a chick was on her period and like didn't say anything,
That's fine.
and that was,
fine, yeah.
but it was terrifying.
We've all been.
It was
I
terrifying.
was a young man.
Your dick looked like Carrie. Looked like
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
like, ugh.
I was like, she was like, no, it's fine. I'm like, are you okay? Like,
You just been like, yeah.
yeah, I was like,
Do I have a razor blade attached to my dick? Fuck, am I doing this? I'm the one doing this. Period
Yeah.
sex is fine. I love when a guy like fucks you on your period and he's like, wow, you're so wet. I'm like, no, I'm just bleeding profusely.
There are chunks coming out.
Yeah, that's not blood. That's not pussy juice. That's blood, dude.
holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Get
Today's
that in your
nasty.
future.
Yeah, I know. I have. Oh my god.
Okay.
Liam's gonna
cry.
faint,
Not to-
dude. He's
I
gonna
am.
faint.
So let's dive into a question.
Liam needs structure right now.
I know. I don't have any stories to add to this. I'm just like reacting. And I don't want to be like, but I am. Okay. How do I?
You're so nervous.
How do I ask a long-term friend out, guys?
So I would say
No, Liam. I'm not interested. We work together.
How do I ask out someone I've been working with on the podcast?
How do I ask out someone?
I feel like no, don't. I feel like for the most part, I have had so many of my guy friends who have come to me and kind of tried to kiss me or tell me that they have feelings for me.
No.
Most of the times it's ruined the friendship.
Of course.
Like one or few they've like mangled. Like I remember one guy tried to kiss me and I literally, this is my reflex, I would like put my arm down.
no.
He's like, and then he's like,
Like you're in a combat class.
I
You're
was
like,
like, and then
Maga.
and then he kind of went again, and I was like, no, and he's like, I gotta go, and then he did text me after. He's like, whatever, you had a fish fillet, and that saved their relationship. That like you could joke about it, but like I've had people who've cried in front of me, telling me that they have feelings for me, and I feel like if a girl is giving you a vibe, if there's no vibes leading up to it, don't do it. I think you're just gonna ruin a friendship. Because it's not like a friend zoning you. It's just kind of like you projecting something onto someone probably. Unless you like have a conversation or like you can feel that there's like a vibe. Don't do it.
I will say that the only time that kind of works and where it had worked for me was I like knew a guy and we kind of worked together and we both had significant others. And so like we just kind of knew each other. Like we weren't close friends, but we really got along. He was very handsome. And then like, yeah, like, dude. Yeah.
No shit in his ass.
A zero shit in his ass, dude.
Me, on the other hand.
So, but we knew one another for like a few years, and he had a girlfriend, I had a boyfriend, and then we both like had broken up with our significant others, and then like ran into each other, and like it was on.
Yeah.
And that was like we banged, and it was great. And then like I can understand because that's different. It's like, I mean, for me, I kind of know immediately. I kind of maybe I sexualize somebody like a little too quickly, but I feel like it's just like I just know. I'm like yes or no. Like it's just. And maybe this is like narcissistic, but I feel like if a guy doesn't know immediately that he's into me, I don't like them. Like, well, now I'm into you. I'm like, what was it before? You weren't into me fucking me. You didn't fall in love with me from the moment you laid eyes on me. What the fuck is it? I would like carry that around with me.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's never. I'm trying to think if I've ever dated someone who I was like friends with. I feel like I became like a fuck buddy with someone who was like a classmate.
Yeah,
like that. But
that's different because a fuck buddy is like honestly a fuck buddy. If you're going to have that situation, it needs to literally be the sanest person you know.
Yeah.
It has to be somebody who is like very healthy mentally.
Yeah.
You can't like, but I've there's definitely people where like, see, it's for me, I was in a relationship like a lot and everything. So it's like, I definitely met guys where I'm like, yeah, like I'm with somebody, you know, but then after it'd be like, yeah.
Usually you can feel a vibe, and I feel like listen to the vibes, and if it feels like more friendship, then maybe stick with that, right? I don't know.
Have you ever asked a girl out that was like a friend?
No. I was like, fuck that. Like, it's not gonna work.
Nah.
And then my biggest fear was because it was like a part of a larger friend group dynamic.
Yeah.
So if she's like no. And then everyone knows that you.
Dude, I heard Liam asked out fucking Marissa, dude. Isn't that
Everyone's
crazy?
like, oh, that's so sad. I'm like, she's fucking lying slut. Dude.
I feel like it works the other way, maybe. Like if a girl asks a guy friend out. I don't know, because I also had a friend who like had like a girl who was like aggressively hitting on him, and he's like, she's my friend, and then she got mad because he was like, I'm not seeing anyone right now, and she found out he went on a date and then called him out on it.
That's
like that. It's like
psychotic, dude. No, see, there's a really great. I believe it was like an Onion article or like Reductress or something where it's like guys like okay. The big difference between like getting friend zoned as a woman versus a man is that if you get friend zoned as a woman, the guy will still fuck you.
Yeah.
Like I've been fucked by guys that like I was interested in, and then he friend zoned me but still fucked me. And a girl will be like, we're just friends. Like we won't fuck you.
Yeah.
But I've been fucked by guys that I'm like, Like, I would go further. And they're like, I just, you're fun to hang out with. I'm like, yeah, I know. But not to like date. Okay, chill. Whatever. Fine. Fuck
I
it.
mean, I think maybe if you were, this is the only scenario where I think it would work. If you both matched on a dating app.
Yeah.
If you're friends in real life and then you matched on a dating app, then go for it.
Well, of course.
There's like a mutual attraction that you maybe has been unspoken, but besides that,
Isn't that cool when that happens?
yeah, that's very cool. When
That's
you're like, oh.
yeah. I'm like, I've known this guy for like fucking years, and he literally thinks, okay, he's in.
Fuck, I always thought that was just like a funny, hey, what's up, dude?
No.
No girl is swiping.
Wow,
right
you're
to
learning.
say, yeah.
You're learning. No, I would swipe. No, if it's a guy that I see on a dating app that I know and I'm not interested, but I'm friends with them, of course, no. I would never want to give him the wrong idea. I would I would never want to give him the wrong idea. But if I was like, I would.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a bunch of those.
Are you for real?
Yeah. Like in college.
It's
into
not
it.
Friendly hello.
Oh my God, you're
Yeah.
learning so much.
So fucking mad at myself. I was like, that's just like a funny, hey, saw your profile. That's how I took it.
What you should have done is like, because I've had guys like that I've known for like a bit and we matched on a dating app and then they're like, hey, like funny seeing you here or whatever. Like, yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then then if we like, maybe it's a little too awkward. They won't ask me out, but then it's like we kind of know, like we've kind of like established that there's a vibe. Yeah. And then if I like run into them, then it's like, okay, we're fucking for sure making out tonight at least. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That is the only time that's acceptable. Yeah. Other than that, and if you see her on a dating app and also she swiped no, then like move on.
Yeah, so. Just because she's single doesn't mean she's like needs you, you know. But yeah, now you know.
Now you know. That's a good thing. I feel like
I feel real that was an effective.
I feel like I did not know
damn,
that guy
dude.
didn't know that.
Fuck. All right. I know. I thought that was just like a what's up, dude? Like
no. I'm never swiping right on someone who I would not be interested in because
Ditto.
Yeah. Because I need to see them.
Yeah.
And you would like, that's like fully fucking with them. If you're like, oh my God, yeah, no, I said I would be into you on a dating app, but like I didn't mean it. It's like, so you're just a weird liar? Like that's like manipulative.
Screenshot it and send it to the person and be like, ha ha ha, but then swipe left.
Yeah. You can like hook up with somebody that like you're friendly with if there's like mutual respect. And like, definitely like guy that I used to hook up with who was, if we started off as like kind of friends, he was a comic. And like just lovely, like went really well and was like great. And anytime we were single, we'd be like, yeah, what's up? And like, and we're like pals and we like can get lunch and we're just friends now. You know what I mean? It's like, it's great. Like it just has to be, there has to be like a respect. That's the thing too, man. You can procure like a regular girl to fuck, like that's a friend if you are respectful and kind to her. Yeah. Like that's really like there's so many guys that have like fucked with me where I'm like, you're so dumb. Like if you played your cards right, I would have required nothing from like just because I want to fuck you doesn't mean I want to date you. Yeah. At all. And I think
they're presumptuous and they're just kind of like, listen, I'm not looking for anything.
And I'm like, bitch,
I wouldn't say I was.
I also don't even want to have a meal with you. Yeah. I don't even want to like sit across a table from you and have lunch. I just like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to date you. I just like, I also like to have sex. But like there's times where like guys I'm like, you could have really like they'll like had sex with me once and then we're like weird and confusing and like played mind games. I'm like, you're so dumb. Like, and then guys that I'm like, you could like, they were just like straightforward and like normal and kind and communicative and we could like fuck on and off for like years. Yeah. It's like, isn't that a better route? Like, isn't that better? And I also think very highly of this person still. Yeah. And I'm like, there's like multiple guys like that in my life. I'm like, I think very highly of these people because they were like nice and they still like hit me up to be like, how are you? They have like girlfriends and they're not bad guys. They're not like, what's up? They're like, I genuinely care about you as a friend. Yeah. Yeah. That's like a good person.
But that's the thing. It's just kind of like respect. It's like the bar is on the floor, truly. Be nice, be respectful, listen. Yeah. They're just kind of like, oh my God.
I don't know why it's so difficult.
I like doing this thing with like this one of my girlfriends I've like known forever. Anytime she posts, I've been doing this for years. Anytime she posts any picture with another dude, I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I'll like comment and shit. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm kidding, idiot. Who is he? I FaceTime her immediately. I'm like, you got a boy? What's going on?
No, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
I find it interesting.
All right.
Yeah, so don't ask your fucking girlfriends.
Don't.
Your lady friend.
You should know. I've also had like
read the room.
Yeah, years later be like, I always would have hooked up with you. It's funny that we never did. I'm like, what? And I'm, fuck. I would have really enjoyed that.
I mean, well, girls don't want to make the first move in general. I'm not an aggressive, but look, like it sounds like your friends that lady was kind of aggressive in a way, or like, and some women, honestly, more power to you. I wish I could do that. I wish I could have like the agency or authority to be like, "What's up?" But I'm like, I can't even like look a guy in the eyes that is like into me. I'm like. He has to like talk to me. I can't do anything.
I feel like before the first move, I'm like, I can't make it. I'm not gonna do it. But after I've like slept with someone, I'm like, it's different.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's just kind of like,
Well, there's no first move.
Yeah.
If we've already, but it's even like at a bar, like if I can't even say hello to somebody.
All you have to do is make eye contact.
I can barely do that.
Yeah.
I'm too
It's tough.
scared.
Me neither.
I am like,
But if I see a girl make eye contact with me, that's noticeable. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
my friends used to have the thing where they call it, like, they like go, stare, and then they look away, linger. They give the person time to approach, look back, and then walk away. And if they don't catch the like, pick up what you're dropping down in time, it's kind of like move on.
That's smart.
I don't know.
That's a good, I know. I'm even so sheepish about that. Like even like just like making eye contact with the most fucked up thing is that literally I will feel a man's eyes on me that I'm also attracted to. And I still am like, I can't. I'm so scared. Because then you know what it is? I think I'm afraid that I'll owe him something. That if he then starts talking to me and I'm not into it, he'll be like, then why the fuck do you look at me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That if he comes up to me and he's doing all the work, then I'll be like, oh, I'm actually like not into it. And then, you know what I mean? Like I'll feel like even just making eye contact is like leading him on. It's so fucked up. Like I think we established these thoughts of like, it's like how like when we were like, in middle school or high school, guys like, I have blue balls, like you have to fucking make me come, or it's like it hurts, and it's like that's bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
That's a lie.
But I feel like
That's a lie.
I feel like as a DJ though, don't you have like, it's not a good opener for like a lot of guys. Do you feel like a lot of guys come up to you, or are they intimidated by you?
Intimidated. Yeah. Sometimes they're
Too
like,
cool.
sometimes they're well, also like, and I actually respect that because I think that they're like, I wouldn't go hit on a bartender while she's working. Do you know what I mean? It's the same vibe. It's like, I'm not like, what am I gonna like talk to this guy? But it's a good opening in terms of if they're like, because I can definitely tell when guys talk to me a lot when I DJ and they'll be like, oh, like cool, you know, they can, and I'll be friend, you know, it's like I get it. And if they do it like smartly, I'm like, that's cool. Like you are looking for an in, like, oh, that's cool, you do that, like nice, you know. And it's harder with bartenders, I guess, but it's like I understand the like I don't want to bother this girl, or like I don't want to bother this girl. Like it's hard to talk to somebody who's at work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I get that. So like, and I kind of respect that because it's like there's a lot of guys who just full on hit on me while I'm DJing, and I'm just like, not in
like what?
Yeah. I do a lot of the like I pretend people don't exist like a lot when I'm DJing. Like I'll have somebody stand next to me. I'm like, because I know they're gonna make a request. I know they're gonna be like, excuse me, it's my friend's birthday. Can you play Doja Cat? And I'm like, so I just like feel the presence, and I'm like, I'm just gonna like. Then all of a sudden I get real busy. You know, I'm like, oh, I gotta look for a record. Yeah, I gotta look at all the buttons and everything, and then I wait them out. I mean, I've had people just like stand and watch me for like minutes, and I'm like, this person's insane.
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me, do you have Bad Bunny?
I'm like, get away from me, dude. I'm playing records.
What?
These are vinyl. I don't have Bad Bunny or Doja Cat. I'm sorry.
Okay, but it's on my Spotify.
Yeah, okay, so what do you have?
I don't know, hundreds of records.
Yeah.
What do you work in?
I work in equity, but I know a lot about music.
No, you fucking don't, dude. Shut the fuck up. Get out of here. I don't fucking come to your work and knock the dick out of your mouth. Leave me alone. Get out of here. I just hate that shit.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you were saying the eye contact thing, because this is when I know to approach a girl. Basically.
Okay.
If let's say I'm at a party or a bar, and I'm a tall fella, so I can see.
Yeah,
I can
good.
see pretty much everything that's going on. I can see everyone. And if I see a girl, like if I catch a girl's eye, and she like looks at me and like, it's like a second or two, and then she breaks eye contact and goes, I'll hang and stare at her, and then if she immediately like looks at me again, then I know I'm like go talk to her. If it's twice,
Okay.
If so it's like, and then back, I'm like okay, we're good. Is that wrong? Or
No,
No, I think it's right.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Okay,
good.
good.
You're doing good.
After you said like I don't want to owe him anything, I'm like fuck, am I doing that? Like
Well, also,
she
like-
looked at me, let's fuck.
Well, if it's any consolation, I'm down for a guy to just come up to me cold call too. I just don't want to do any work. I don't want to take the risk. It's fucked up. It's like I think it's totally cowardly. Like I don't want to take the risk.
I don't know if it's I think everyone's lazy. It's not even I don't care. I'm fine with the girl rejecting me. I'm just like, fuck, it's so do I have to go say
yeah. And then what if you talk to her and you're like, fuck, like I'm not even into this.
Yeah.
And now and I'm the one that like approached and now I'm like, okay, bye. It's just like, how do you yeah, it's so like but I guess like well here's another okay, what if this is obviously a big in if she looks at you and then like smiles and then like looks away but doesn't look back.
If she smiles, then I'm going.
It's in. Yeah, it's in.
Or it depends. Like if I'm drinking, I'll think she likes me. But if I'm sober, I'm like she's laughing at me. And then I turn around.
What would you say is the success hit rate of like when you feel like you feel like a girl's vibing on you and you go and you talk to her?
The eye contact thing is pretty high.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
Because I think that's right. I think
Yeah.
that's like no girl's gonna like
Double take.
Personally, like I feel like I'm pretty cold when it comes to guys who are hitting on me. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? I have a friend who she's always like, I talk myself out of things. She'll talk herself into things. So if she's not into a guy,
I'll do the same.
She'll still kind of like sit and like talk to him, and I'll be like, why are we still talking to him?
I do the same thing. I do the same because I feel it's so fucked up. The weight
Light.
of the world is on me. I feel like if I'm not nice to this guy, he's gonna shoot up a school. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
You're not wrong.
I can't be the girl because I feel like I can get misconstrued as like maybe the way I look and like the way I dress. Like I can probably come across as like an elitist cunt. And I want to like I mean I want a guy to come up to me and be like, she looks like a little posh, and then come up and be like really nice and sweet and be like, oh, like there is hope for me. You know, like I don't want like a guy to think women are bitches. And then I do feel like a responsibility to just be like, I'm going to be nice. I also, look, I'm only a bitch to men that I feel like are really rude to me. But if a guy's like earnest and like, hey, like blah, 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 I'll be like, yeah, I'll like be kind. But I will be like, oh, like I'm not, but I'll be nice. If a guy's like, what's up, blah, 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 I'll be like, get the fuck away from me. I'll be an asshole.
I don't know. I feel like because I'm like I've dated girls, but like I feel like men have literally hit on girls that I'm with. Like one time, a guy hit on my ex-girlfriend while I was sitting on her lap, and I was just kind of like, men are relentless sometimes. So
yes.
I kind of like sometimes I'm just kind of like, if they're nice, great. I will be like nicer and shorter with them, but if they're like just like what's up, I'm just like,
yeah, I'm out. No, I'm very if a guy's like aggressive in a really confident way, I'm like, get the fuck out. I have no qualms about being a bitch. I just don't really care because I'm like, you probably do this all the time, and maybe I'm gonna be the one person that is like, actually enough, and I hope you're ashamed. And they're like, I don't even know what that is.
You can sometimes tell when guys are like playing the numbers. You know what I mean? When they're the kind of guy who just goes up to like every fucking
They're doing
girl.
pickup artist shit.
Exactly.
It's insane.
Like,
Dude, I had like, it's funny on the obverse of this, like with your story with your ex while you were sitting on her lap, I was with a girlfriend of mine, just, like platonic friend, and like her and I were like at a bar, and this guy was like, hey, what's up? And like trying to chat us up, and he was just like way too confident and everything. I do believe it was at like also like a pool bar where it's like he was also shirtless. I'm like, nah, dude. Like I just he's like, what's up? Blah blah blah. And he was like trying to hit on us, and like we were just like, huh. And my friend, she has really short blonde hair, and then he just like, we're just like, okay, not interested, you know, and like turned away, and then he goes, oh, I get it. You guys are such a cute couple. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then she just like leans in and like is like, yeah. Huh. And I'm like, this guy is so fucking off base that he literally like can't understand. Like, no, we just don't want to look. Actually, no, we fuck men, but we don't want to fuck you. That he's like, nah, you guys must be gay. Oh, that's beautiful. Hey, bro, Blake, get over here. Look, they're a gay couple. Isn't that cool? It's
Come
like,
look at these. Yo, I found some lesbians. Come look at them, bro.
come look at them.
worse is when
They're wild lesbians.
worse is when they just think that like that you want a third, and you're just like, no, dude. Like it's like
The audacity is wild.
of men.
Dudes are confident.
I'm
not. Like I am terrified. Like I barely ever make the first. I need something to like.
An in.
An
And then-
icebreaker.
I
that's good though. I think
Yeah.
that's good because I mean I don't know. Like when like I feel like the amount of times that guys have come up to me like cold, be like, "What's your name?" I'm just like, "Get the fuck away from here."
Yeah.
Like if they're trying to make conversation, then I'm like, "Okay, you're like you're doing a little more."
They're trying.
yeah,
They're
You know-
trying.
You know, it is annoying though, because when you're talking to a girl and you can tell her best friend's doing the save your thing where she's like cuts in and cuts it off. And you're like, okay, she told her like this is,
Yeah.
But there's sometimes where you're hitting it off with a girl and like a friend will come up and be like instead of going to you and saying something, she'll grab her friend and pull her away. And you're like, dude, what the
I
fuck
hate
is
that. And I've had that's so weird because I've had that happen to me with people that definitely when I was younger, of like a girl doing that to me where I'm just like, I'm fucking not like, oh yeah, like
It's a girls' night.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm still, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
And she's always
The ownership,
horrible looking. And you're like,
having ownership over somebody else's experience is
Yeah.
really fucked up to me.
Really,
like imagine if that was like
Presumptuous.
a dude doing that. Like, it's dude's night out. Trevor, get the fuck back here, dude. Talking about the 09 Super Bowl right now. You're missing this.
this is a bachelorette party. Bachelor party.
Cut it out, dude. What, you just Goodwill Hunting? You have to go see about a girl? Get back here, dude. It's never gonna happen.
All right. I feel like we nailed it.
Okay, what is next?
Next question.
Do we do how to set boundaries yet, or is that
The how to set boundaries.
Ooh.
set boundaries?
Everyone go first because I.
How to say?
Because you're like, I don't even know what that word means.
I already said I
Maybe
don't.
we can figure it out as a group.
I'm not totally sure what it means. In what? No, like in.
What is happening?
I understand a boundary
Yeah.
in a
Like a
friendship.
sports
In a
In a sports. Way?
yo, put it in the sports so I can. Understand.
Yeah. So no, I get it because on a football field, if you like, the defensive line back. This is me trying to riff. I don't know anything about football, and it is complex. So not a good thing to riff on. I think I'm pretty good about boundaries.
I think I've gotten a lot better at them. It takes so much communication, and I'm a little bitch. But I
In
think
a
I'm
relationship?
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, well, just even in dating, in a relationship, how to set boundaries, like, especially with like, because when you're first getting to know somebody, that is the boundary setting period because you're just getting to know them, how many times you hang out a week, because some people want to hang out a lot.
Okay.
And some people don't want to hang out that much. And you got to really find a happy medium. But you got to also say, look, I'm an ambitious person. I have a lot of things going on. Doesn't mean I'm not into you. I just like, I've dated some guys where like, they've given me a hard time about like not spending enough time with them. But I have been now I'm on the kind of the opposite side of that, which is like, and it feels kind of shitty and I get it, where it's just like, what, like you need more attention? And I'm just like, yeah, fuck you. Like, don't you want to give it to me? Like, so, but I think being pretty like steady with it. And look, I never set boundaries before when I was younger because I didn't really feel as though they needed to be set. And I think when you're younger, you don't even realize, like, I understand why you're like, I don't even know what that means because you're definitely not a place where like, that's even a thing,
Yeah.
It's not really like you're like, whatever, like we're just feeling it out. We're being chill. It's cool. Like we're learning together about each other's dynamic. But then you'll be with somebody, and at least this happened to me, where then I was with somebody that like pushed real hard against my boundaries. And then I was like, oh shit, I should establish some of these. I didn't realize that I needed to establish boundaries until I was with somebody that walked all over me. And then I was like, fuck, I understand now. I was like dated a much older guy when I was in my early 20s. And I kind of, if you feel like you're getting pushed like back, if you're like, holy shit, like you're basically, your foot's on my head right now. Like you're just, it's too much. Then you have to really like assess like, okay, hey, this is what I can provide emotionally. I don't think it's appropriate when you talk to me about this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and even just like being honest with like, look, if I date a guy, I don't really want to hear about your other sexual conquests.
Yeah.
Some guys are really dumb about that, where they're like, yeah, no, I'm just being open. And it's like, look, radical honesty is actually kind of you're burdening the other person with that. Yeah. I don't think you need to do that, but also being like steadfast about like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm not. Like, I'm down for this, and taking things slow and being okay with that. But sometimes, dude, and look, I think this is like totally genderless. I think this happens to people in general, where like people will cross boundaries. Men will cross boundaries. Women will cross boundaries. People will cross boundaries. And you have to be really like, hey, this. And if you establish a boundary and somebody keeps pushing it, stop, because it will only get worse.
I also think that it's like I feel like you do lose more people setting boundaries because some people don't know how to react to it because you can't just be like, don't you can't talk to me like that, and some people just be like, I want to though, and you're just like, okay, well then bye.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is.
I mean?
It's even like like that's another boundary of like somebody like yelling at me. I've had like a partner who like expressed anger in that way, and just like like this, and I was like, hey, and very calmly, because I get like when I the war. Actually, that's the scariest thing. I think the scariest version of me is when I'm really calm, and I'm like, because I sound like a mob boss. I'm like, what you're gonna do is you're never gonna talk to me like that again. You understand me, okay? That's like I get real quiet and real stoic, and I'm like, you're never gonna talk to me like that again. Like it gets really crazy, dude. And like
That was terrifying.
yeah, I was really scared. I got yelled at by a partner, and I just literally stopped him right there, and I was like, you never can talk to me like that again. And if that's the way you want to communicate, I am not the person for you, because I do not do well to that. So just so you know, that's it. That's a boundary. Don't ever talk to me like that. Like it was just like, no.
Yeah, I've definitely set boundaries with like people who just like talk shit. Like it's more like honestly with a lot of friends. I feel like I've had to be like, I had a friend who called me like a pussy and a coward, and I was just like, yo,
A coward.
I know.
I'd be down to be called a pussy, but coward is like mean.
My friends call me a pussy all the time.
Yeah, every day, dude.
Every
Every day. I don't mind that.
Yeah, long ass texts, all this mean shit, and I was just like, and I was I sent back like a very nice, being like, hey, this is like what happened, but I don't let people talk to me that way. It can be hard. It's very uncomfortable when you start doing it, but it's honestly the weight that is pressing down on you from like holding that resentment for that person is so much more freeing because if you don't know how to set boundaries, what happens is that you just learn to resent someone.
Yeah.
And then that, what is that saying? It's just kind of like resentment is like the beginning of an erosion or something. I'm saying that wrong, but it just like it will erode the relationship. If you have resentments with someone, I feel like that's one of the first things you can have in a romantic relationship, because you'll just be like,
So
every time they
true.
talk to you, you'll just be like, fucking shut up.
Yeah, and you push things down, because it's like, that's a fucked up thing. Like, I think a lot of times, like, I've been like, oh, I just want to be like chill. I don't want to, you know what, this really bothers me, but like, I don't want to like upset this person, you know? So I'm just going to like take it with stride, but then it'll come out another way. Well, then I'll get like mad. I'm like, why are you holding your fork like that? They're like, what? I'm like, I don't like that. And then you seem crazy because you can't communicate that you're like what your needs are. And honestly, communication is fucking scary, because it's a risk where you're like, like setting a boundary is being communicative. Both things are good, but both things require a risk. And I understand being nervous about it, because then you could be like, I can set a boundary, and you could be like, I don't like it, so I'm not going to be a part of this. And then you're like, fuck, like maybe, I don't know. I've said this before, but I think relationships are just compromises and boundaries. That's all they are. Where like you can set a boundary and you're like, this is where I stand. And then like, okay, I respect that. Or a compromise. You're like, you know what? Normally, no, but I love you, so I'll compromise there. Yeah. It's just compromises and boundaries, back and forth.
Also, I think because I take a while to process things, so like if something hurts me, I'll have to take a moment to sit with it and be like, wait, why did that bother me?
Dude, ditto.
Yeah, and so then
it takes like a while. Like I'm not reactionary, because somebody will say something hurtful, and I'm like,
hey.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, and then I'm like,
why did that hurt me?
Yeah.
And then I'll have to come back and be like, hey, what you said like the other day bothered me, and I don't like that. Please, you know what I mean, or whatever. And that sometimes feels weirder, because it's like you're like obviously you've been stewing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm like, that's my same style too. I do the same thing, and it feels like shitty, because then the other person's like, we're already over this. I'm like, no, you're over it because it didn't affect you.
Yeah.
But I had to like sit with it, and then it's like bringing it up again is like, it feels like, fuck, like, am I being annoying? Like, am I like, I should have just swallowed it, but like, it's so hard, man. And sometimes like you gotta weigh it out, because I've also had things where it's bothered me. I brought it up to the person, and then they kind of like countered me a little bit, where they've like kind of been a little defensive, but then I was like, you know what, actually they're kind of right. Like maybe I was a little too harsh. Like, so I'm pretty open though, and I'm kind of down to be like, I'm open to be wrong. I think some people get real like no, this is how I feel, and I'm like, I've definitely brought up things where like, hey, I really didn't like this. I'm like, well, look, like I did this because of XYZ, and I'm like, all right, that's actually fair. You know, and then I'll back off. Yeah.
I think just having the conversations is what is important with setting boundaries, because even like worst comes to worst, you kind of like learn about the person. I don't know. I feel like it's so much better than
It makes you closer, but it's
Yes.
like it is like a risk. It's like an intimacy
scary,
risk, but
yeah.
it does bring you closer. Where you're like, damn, like because I've like been with dudes where I've just operated on a very shallow surface level, and then boyfriends that I've had where I've just like it's like yeah, you get into it and you actually grow really close because that's like establishing trust. Where it's like I came to you with an insecurity and you actually like were very kind to it.
Yeah.
That's important, you know. Have you felt like
Now that like
Yeah.
I'm everything you've said. I'm like, oh wow, I just didn't even consider.
you're learning a
communicating.
lot today?
I would just be like, oh, that hurt my feelings so bad, and she doesn't know.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
because at the same time, you're like, I can't be like, yo, that phased the fuck out of me. I gotta be like, okay. And then you just like let it go, but you don't. It's just
Yeah.
sitting
No,
there.
it's seething.
I can remember specific shit that people have said to me where at the time I should have said, same thing. We're talking about like your sexual escapades. It's like, hey, that is not anything I want to hear or think about.
Yeah, you could easily say that.
And but at the time I just be like,
Cool, chill.
just
just
silent?
let that fuck up my mental health for 8
Years. I know. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's fun. Like, I feel like it kind of plays upon what we were talking about earlier today of just like being. You can set back. Like, I've had guys because I'm like, you know, I'm a little brassy and coarse and like I like roasting dudes and everything. And I've definitely roasted guys I've dated, and then I've had them say like, "Hey, like." I felt kind of disrespected when you said that. And I'll be like, oh, I'm really sorry. Like, and I'm grateful that they tell me because I'll be like, I'm so sorry. Because look, honestly, I'm such a little bitch. I'm so sensitive and not easily offended, but like I'm like really, I get my feelings hurt like kind of easily. And it's like people are really surprised by that. But like they're like, what? I'm like, no, I like cry every day. Like, I'm just like, it's bad. But so I understand, like, and my intention is to never hurt anybody's feelings. So if somebody like has the courage to come to tell me, like a friend or a significant other, I've never really done it with friends. It's always like guys I've dated where I've like accidentally hurt their feelings. But if they've had the courage to be like that hurt me, I'll be very like accommodating and kind to them because I already commend them for taking that step to do that. I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, never mean to like disrespect you, and like it, and then it'll make me closer to them because then one, I'll be super apologetic and I'll be like, let me quell like anything that you feel right now, and also like now I know not to do that because if you don't say anything, I might fucking keep doing that.
Yeah, people can't read your mind.
Yeah.
You know.
That's another dude. The people can't read your mind. People are like, yeah, that's obvious. But
you think that they can. You're like, how do you not know that?
I
I never said anything about it.
oh, women get so. I would get literally so bummed at a guy for not fulfilling a need that I never told him I had, and be like, I just can't believe he's not doing this thing. My therapist would be like, have you told him you want that? I'm like, no, he should know. It's like psychotic, dude. Now I just tell guys directly exactly what I want and need. I'm like, please, like, can you hit me up more or do this? I'm like, can you make sure that whenever this happens to not do that? I'd really appreciate that. And they're like, oh, okay. And they'll do it.
Yeah, most times people listen to it or, you know what I mean, are receptive to it. And if they're not, then they're kind of just like, bye. I don't know.
Kind of makes a relationship go easier and faster.
So much easier.
Because look, I've like definitely been with guys for like a while where I like, we never really had any sort of like issues or confrontations, and then I realized like then one thing will happen, be like, oh fuck, like we like fundamentally disagree on things that are not solvable. Like, wow, I wish we like did figure this out before. You know, that it's like if you're communicating a lot, that's like actually a really good thing because you'll figure each other out faster, and then you're like, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work. And I'd rather find that out in month 3 than in like year 3.
Yeah, and then also just like releasing it. It feels like you feel like literally you will feel it in your body when you tell someone who's like disrespecting you or stepped over your boundary. You'll feel so much better once you've kind of like aired that out than like holding it and just being angry.
And it feels so much better when it's actually a place of power.
Yeah.
When you do it and you say like, when you calmly talk to somebody and like instead of like yelling at somebody, you fucking blah blah, instead of being like, hey, I just want to talk to you about something. It's like so adult. I'm just like, I want to talk to you about something. The other day this happened and I really didn't like appreciate it. And like maybe your intentions were like, you know, not bad, but like I really didn't like that. That's like so adult and like great. What were you gonna say?
You ever like this would happen in college sometimes where like I meet a girl and she sees me first in an environment where it's just like all my boys. It's all dickheads from Massachusetts. So like I love them, but everyone's just like, fuck you, pussy. And like, that's fun. Like we're doing that's not hurting my feelings. And I could like, they can dig at me super hard.
But
And
you have an established relationship with these guys that you've been friends with for like 15 years.
like they can take serious personal attacks at me. And I'm like, doesn't affect, because I know at the end of the day, like this is a thing.
It's your brother, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when then like they'll do it and I'm like, no, like you can't do it.
You're allowed to have different boundaries with different people. You know what I mean?
That's very true. You can have different boundaries with different people.
like maybe your mom can like whatever to you,
yeah.
but like your friends or your girlfriends can't.
And then they're like, well, you do it with your friends. I'm like, you're not my boy.
Yeah, you've also not been friends with her in like a homosocial way for like 12 years. Like it's just not, it's a completely different thing. Like I can have like, it's so funny though, because it's like women are so, like, I feel like I'm so much nicer to my friends than I am to my significant others.
Really?
Like I'm just so I have a lot of close friends that I love and I'm like so gentle with them, especially my female friends where like I'm always being like, you're so beautiful and like you're so like, you know what I mean, like overly complimenting them, and then a guy I'm like, you're a dumb piece of shit. Like I'm just
Get
like
my purse.
yeah, it's like really funny. But I don't know, it's important. It's like this, I mean, look, I love when this podcast takes like a serious turn, but like this is really, actually, I think this is good.
Now I'm like, am I a victim? What happened? What's going on, dude? What's going on?
You got some conversation.
Yeah. Oh my fuck.
You know, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, I think these are good. I mean, it's just important to communicate because I have definitely been somebody who's like held it in, and it just then I'll do something maybe shitty to the person by being like, I deserve to do this shitty thing to them because they
like,
hurt me.
whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, because I didn't it's like, that's fucked up. Like you're just like,
That's worse. You're passive aggressive.
I think that resentment, we can get possessed by it. That like, then it's just like, cause then I'll get drunk and I'll be like, well, you fucking blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and then I'm like,
Not
So
bothering me.
you're like, you didn't even know that was inside. You're like, wow, I guess I'll hold on to
You're
that
like,
for a while.
I'm wild, dude.
I'm sick, dude.
I feel like I put up with a bunch of shit when I was younger because I was like, wanted to be the fucking chill girl. And I feel like a lot of people do that where they just like sit on shit. And you're just like, at one point, you're like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not chill. I realized
Not
this
chill.
a while
I have
ago.
a bad temper. I'm an Aries. It was like very.
Oh, your birthday is soon. Or did it already happen?
No, it's coming up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
May?
Huh?
No, it's in April. Wake up.
Sorry. What do you?
Wow, don't you want to get laid? You need to know about astrology. You moved to LA, you need to know all about astrology,
Oh,
dude.
Rising
I'm
sign,
learning.
You know, give your birth time on your phone. You should to send.
Yeah.
Dude.
Bitches be asking about the birth time.
Want to hear
Trust.
something fucking crazy?
Yes.
Like a girl I had a thing with, like at college, that if she had asked me this in the beginning stages of our like hooking up, I would have been like, if a girl asked me like, yo, like seriously, like what time were you born? It's like, I'm
Yeah.
You're not gonna. I feel like I don't know. A lot of girls asking it.
I don't ask guys that.
well, like if that's like, if you,
I'm not that interested in like reading your fucking like manifesto of astrology. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to read about a guy that I'm casually seeing. I don't
she was
care.
explaining her behaviors with the time I was born. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, that's why it didn't work out. Cause I'm like, what? So I was born at 3 in the afternoon. What are you talking about?
Wait, you were born at 3 in the afternoon.
I think so.
God.
Wow.
I had to text my mom. I was like, what time was I born?
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Next question.
Yeah.
I feel like we shed the boundaries.
Right. My favorite thing about this list, it was like, how do I get a girl to date me? But sometimes it would be like, how do I make my wife come back? So it's just like someone.
I'm like, what did you do, bro?
I know.
First of all,
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. What'd you do?
Yeah. How do you make your wife come back? Why did she leave?
Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe you should focus less on like how do you make your wife come back and being like, what did I do?
How do you revive your own life?
Well, I remember hearing this thing that like women blame inwards, but men blame outwards. So women after a break will be like, what did I do? What have I done? Like, what can I do to make and guys will be like, that dumb bitch. She did this. And so I feel like that question is very much in that vein of like, how do I make her come back? It's just like, go to therapy, probably. I don't know. What did you do?
Yeah, what did you do?
know.
Wait, so I really like the question that you chose of personality or looks.
Personality or looks.
What do you feel about that? I mean, I already probably know.
I mean, honestly, I'll call him A, I'll call him B. I don't know. I mean, if you can find a hottie with personality, I feel like I date hot weirdos. I feel
Oh,
like my
that's a
type.
great
And
brand.
it's a great brand because it's like they're weird enough to like get me, but they're like hot enough that I'm like, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like I'm not completely. I don't know. I mean, you have to be like physically attracted. I mean, what
You do have to be physically. Look, I remember like having a conversation about how I felt guilty that I like wanted to be with somebody I was attracted to, and I remember like a friend of mine was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Of course you have to be attracted to somebody." And I was like, I wish I could just like, I don't know, fuck a guy who's like, he's a great personality, he's smart, and like, I don't know, like it's not the first thing. And I will say, a good personality will make you more attractive.
Absolutely.
It's just true. But that's not the same for men. Do not feel that way.
No. Like, obviously, if a girl is incredibly hot and she's interested and has no personality, fuck it. Fuck it.
You're in. You're still in.
Let's ride this train until it crashes
ride this train until there's shit on her ass.
and puke on my dick.
That sounds like a Yosemite Sam. Well, if they ain't puke on my dick and shit on your ass, then I ain't.
I ain't
That
going
ain't love.
around.
No, but there is like also
happy
people. Yeah, like the hot scale is so because there's beyond beautiful women that where it's too hot. Obvious, like you know what I mean.
It's like I can't fuck this
Or
gazelle.
like I can't deal with the pressure of having every single guy hit on my girlfriend.
Not even that. Like that. It's just like there's an ideally right is you find a girl that you're super attracted to that is hot, but like not too hot.
Don't tell them
What?
that. Do not tell them.
Never
Oh my
tell them that.
God.
You have to tell them that they're the
I'm
hottest.
kidding, dude. That's not true. But you know what I mean? Like so, I don't know. Sometimes I'm
You feel
attracted.
uncomfortable around them because they're so hot that you can't stop thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Well, maybe you can't be honest with them because they're so hot that you like are like, I can't even be myself.
I mean, yeah, shit like that. I'm also attracted to like sometimes weirdly hot chicks where I'll ask my friends, I'm like, do you think she's hot? And they're all like, no. And I'm like, fuck, I really do. And I don't know what it is.
And that's good for you though. That's
great
like
for
that's
men.
ideal.
Yeah. Like I also don't like if I think she's hot.
Who gives a shit?
yeah.
What anybody else thinks.
But I also think that sometimes, like, one of my cousins is like, she's a very attractive girl, and people would like project. They're like, oh, she's probably stupid. They're like, actually, she's like sending me a doctor. It's like she's probably a bitch, and she's like, actually, she's really.
It sounds like me.
You know what I mean? Where there is this weird thing where I'm like standing up for hot people. Hot people, listen, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
But,
No.
where I just
Advocating for hotties.
Yeah.
They need to be advocated for.
sometimes people project ideas that are not true about them. But
Well, you
sometimes they all
want them.
dumb bitches.
You want them to be like. If I see somebody who's really hot, I'm like, I hope you're dumb.
I hope you're an awful person.
I hope you suck. Like I'm like, you can't be really hot and be all these good things.
No, right?
I don't know if I should say this.
What?
It's like this. You ever heard the saying? It's like,
Oh my god.
oh wait, let me get this right before I fucking say it.
I'm so excited to
Okay.
hear what comes out of your mouth right now. I'm like the anticipation's killing me. I know.
All right. Not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terror. Or is that it? Is that it?
Not
all
all.
hot people are dumb. Or no. Not all.
Yes, I know what you're gonna
Yeah,
say.
you know what I mean? You know what I'm
Not
saying?
all hot people. No, not all dumb people are hot, but all hot people are dumb.
Yes. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it totally does.
We're gonna cut that anyways.
I think it's maybe kind of like a good cake. You don't want a cake that's like too sweet because
Yeah.
you won't be able to eat a lot of it, but you want something that's going to be kind of like mild and in between. Like my favorite popcorn,
Like an olive oil loaf.
Lady Jane cake. Or just like popcorn that's like too salty, you can't eat a lot of it. So the perfect amount is kind of like somewhere in between.
You want a Goldilocks hottie.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Some people are too hot where it's like intimidating. And I dated this guy who was so fucking hot that it was like distracting that I would get. And honestly, initially it feels good because you're like, wow.
You're like,
dude.
look at me. Like,
Yeah,
picture.
I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
town.
But the worst thing is that you are literally juxtaposed to somebody who people are like, I don't really see. Like, you're always like, I felt like when we walked down the street, people were like, she probably has a really good personality. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, he was so gorgeous that like,
It's probably a great stand-up.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's probably like funny or something. And like she must be like smart or like she has to be like he was so like he was like tall, perfect body, gorgeous face, so attractive. And he was like a sweet guy. Very dumb.
Oh.
Really dumb. But so sweet. I mean, really, really sweet. But like, dude, we'd be at a restaurant and literally a server would be like, so we have and the specials are I'm sorry, you have just like really beautiful eyes. Like they would get he was like distractingly hot to people. And I would be like, this is so weird. But it feels cool because you're like, wow, like this person's like, he was like in love with me. And it was
Hell
like
yeah,
wild.
bro.
It was like wild. I was like, what the fuck? But like, it didn't like, personality is so important.
Yeah,
it's just so important. It's like he couldn't be. It's like I was so intellectually unstimulated by him that it was like I can't do this for that much longer. I just couldn't do it, and it was like it feels cool. Like I get wanting to have arm candy. It feels powerful. Like I want like and look like I think it's important to be with somebody you're attracted to, and I don't think it's shallow to want that. I think that that's really important, and to like. Don't fucking beat yourself up because you have like physical desires of like, I'm such a bad person. I want to fuck someone I'm into, attracted to. It's like, that's totally normal. And like, but again, like there has been guys where like, I'm like, yeah, he's not traditionally attractive, but like he's got swagger. Like there's something about him where like he's just such a like sparkling personality that I'm like, it just really like fills it all in. And then guys that I'm like, you are so hot. That I kind of put up with their behavior and their stupidity because they're so beautiful. Yeah. And I get that. But I think also I had like a reckoning where I was like, I think when I was like, look, when you're young, you're just like hot. That's just period. Like people that are like in their early 20s, I'm like, a lot of people are just hot because they're young. That's just period. Yeah. They're just hot because they're young. And I'm like, yeah. Lean into this.
Talk to me when you're
Talk
to me when you're older. We'll see a value.
Yeah, if you're in your mid 30s and you're like attractive, like that's an accomplishment. Yeah. Like you actually had to try to do that. And like I came to this realization that I'm like, I kind of always been like, yeah, I'm like a hot girl. And then I was like, I think I'm just like, I'm attractive, but I don't even think that's like a big part of my personality. Like, I don't even think I'm like, I like really am like, and I think, and it had like this weird thing where I was like, wait, like I had this like weird ego thing where I was like, wait, like I have to be a hot girl. Like it's important. And then I was like, wait, like, no, it's really not that important. Actually, it's fine. I don't know. It's just like, I think that women can put a value on looks because we've been told that that is our value.
Yeah, absolutely. And
for so long.
like youth and beauty, like I truly am a big strong believer of like you're responsible for your face after 30, like you know what I mean, because it's kind of like because like then whatever happens to your face, dude, I mean part of it is genes but part of it is like the wear and tear that you put. I don't know, not that there's anything wrong. I think
a lot of it's genes,
a lot of it's genes,
but like yeah, there's people that I'm like, I don't know, I'll see some like girl in her like early 20s and she's like riding high being like I'm super hot and everything, and I'm like, you're like really white, you're not gonna be that hot when you're like 29. Like yeah, lean it. Yeah, I would establish a personality now because you're not gonna be that hot for that long. Trust me.
Like when I hear like people interviewing like people who have been like sex symbols, like when like people be like interviewing like Selma Hayek and they'll be like, so you were really beautiful, and it just kind of like you have to kind of deal with this other side of your life when people look at you as someone like who was beautiful, someone who was hot. She's banging
so
now.
Hot
She's
now.
so hot now,
She's
and
so
that's
hot.
why when I said that, like I heard that on a podcast, I was just like, who the fuck are you? Like,
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
She's the hottest
She's
chick
like the hottest
alive.
person.
Yeah, she's like
she's been
so
the
hot.
hottest person for like 50 years.
It's like Beyonce. I'm not. Well, Beyonce, duh.
Yeah.
But fucking Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
It's like 50. I'm like,
lost a step.
you are perfect. Like,
But I do
what
think that
the
there is
fuck?
a thing where like really hot girls have to kind of deal with the fact that like that is not gonna last forever.
That's like, honestly, that's probably the biggest fall from grace. If you have established your entire life being a hot person, and I think like men and women can probably feel this, but I think women are definitely more scrutinized because our values like a lot in our like beauty, because men are more visual. They just are. So it's like a dude who's like, I'll be with this girl who's like hot. I'm not really into her personality, but she's like really attractive.
Stick it out.
Yeah, I'll stick it out because it's like she's really a woman is like, I can't like the like length in which I can be with a guy is like so fucking short if he's like not interesting. I'm just like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's like I'm so impatient, you know? But I feel like when a girl is like really, if she's funneled all of her energy into her hotness and hasn't really like established other aspects of her like self or personality, I don't even fault her, because I'm like, society has been probably telling you since you were a little
to do
girl.
everything, yeah.
I mean, also been like, since you were a child, been like, you're a really pretty girl. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. And you just look, when I was growing up, people were like, you're really funny. I'm like, oh, well, people seem to like that. I should be funny. Like I should do, or like, you're really smart or something. Like when kids hear things repetitively, they actually try to like garner those qualities within themselves.
Yeah.
If you've just been told that you're attractive, you're pretty, you're pretty, you're pretty, you're like, well, this seems pretty valuable and important. I'm just going to funnel my energy into this. And they do that. And then they turn fucking 35 and they're like, oh shit, I have nothing else. And now time is happening to my
Father
body.
time. It's
Yeah.
time to
And then
get his pay.
bullshit. Like you'll see some angry old ladies who are like, you used to be the belle of the ball.
Yeah, but they have no other things that they have like established. Like you can't just, being hot is so fucking temporal. Like, and also you're like, your youth passes by so fucking quickly. Like what else do you got? Like be like smart or funny or at least goddamn nice.
Yeah.
You know? At least nice. At the very fucking least, be nice.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Bare min, dude. Wow. I feel like Liam learned too much today.
I've
know.
learned
Have you walked
so
away
much,
with lessons?
dude.
like
I feel like
shit's been.
just the
I'm
friend
like-
match thing.
Yeah.
That's the friend match thing is
You're
big.
gonna
Yeah.
ride by
That sucks. I was like, fuck. I was literally in my head like a
You're like gonna
going
download
back
an app.
and
You're like,
Doing math.
delete your app so that way you can rematch with all the people that maybe you swiped left
it
on.
was all in Massachusetts. They're all dead now.
Oh.
It's a nuclear holocaust.
Uh-huh.
All OD'd on clam chowder. They're all gone. Our answer on personality or looks, I guess. I guess it's,
Yeah, I know, Liam, you
Looks
where you stand.
No, now
Now I learned it's personality.
Yeah.
It's looks.
Yeah. It's looks.
You're in your early 20s. It should be looks in your 20s. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But then you like to actually look and
Been more than like
I think
5
both.
days
I think
on
both is an acceptable answer.
it should be. I mean, look, if somebody is hot and has a great personality, ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
duh. But
That's
somebody's
just someone you were attracted to.
if you're not like trying to like marry someone, like that's fine.
yeah, then just fuck a hottie, dude.
Fuck a few hotties.
You
That's
gotta
what
fuck a hottie.
That's what the y'all youth is for.
Yeah.
The hotties.
You got honestly fucking hotties is important because
Yeah.
like you gotta get some hotties under your
You know
belt.
why? Because it gives you like that Pete Davidson confidence. You know what I mean? I feel like after he fucked a bunch of hotties,
Yeah.
he became more confident, and then that confidence attracts other hot people.
He's like a vampiric person with confidence. Like he sucked all the confidence. He's like it's smart to do, but also like I don't know. I feel like if you're just boning, like yeah, just fuck a hot person, you know. But it's like, don't you want to hang? Like for me, I think men. It's so funny. I actually think men are way more patient than women in certain ways, because I think that men will put up with things for pussy that a woman is like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
I feel,
Yeah, you'll like supersede your own expectations for like just like I would never put oh, she's fucking gorgeous. I can't. Okay, no, it's fine. She just
She
wants
hits
to
me. She staples me every once in a while, and like it hurts, but it's cool.
No, this is how I know.
set boundaries.
This is how I know. When a guy is at a bar and he's looking at photos of a girl's like phone, and when she's like, and this is my cat, and he's like, oh yeah,
What's his name?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
yeah.
Meet a girl who's hot enough to send your birth time. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
Here
but
it is.
if I see a guy at a bar and he's looking at photos of a girl's cat on her phone, I'm like, you are so patient.
Yeah.
Because a guy that's like really hot, if he talks to me about something that I'm like, if he's like, well, have you listened to like Dave Matthews Band first album? I'm like, I can't do this. Like I'm just like, no, I'm out.
Okay, I've long gone are the days that I will listen to a man on an acoustic guitar. And like, oh god, and it happens more often than you think. Like you laugh, but it is not like truly. But
This is not a drill, dude.
I know
Women do
dudes
it
like
too.
that. One
Women,
of them.
I literally have had women who sent me videos of them singing and playing the guitar, and I'm just like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, that's so bad. I had a guy, and this is how bad he fucked this up. We're like, met him at a bar. It was like whatever. He started talking to me. He was like super handsome and really like confident and was like, hey, Bob, spitting game. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm down. Let's do this. We go back to his place. This is like one of the worst hookup stories I ever had. We're like, go back to his place. He's like, I live in K-Town. And I was like, fuck, like I can't park anywhere. So I park so damn far away. It's like 2 a.m. So I'm like, all right, like I have to stay here because if this doesn't go well, I can't walk to my car in the middle of the night. So go to his place and it's just IKEA furniture, but in like a bad way where it's like everything in here, your whole living room cost $40. Like this is not good. We go to his bedroom. It is a single mattress. Single bed. He then, after all that, I'd be like, this sucks. He then is like, do you like Nirvana? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, they're pretty popular, of course. It's like asking if someone likes the
13 years
Beatles.
old? Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Big
And
pizza?
then he proceeds to play me Nirvana
Nirvana
songs
doesn't even play someone.
on an acoustic guitar that he a cappella sings to.
Something in the... Which is just a Batman thing.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And I just had to like sit there and I was like, I can't leave. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
You feel
Yeah, yeah,
adored?
yeah.
Purple Heart, dude. I have like,
deserve one.
it was so, and then I was like, hey, listen, I'm gonna go to sleep. This is how bad he fucked this up. I was so down to fuck this guy. And then I was just like, listen, I'm really tired. I'm gonna sleep here. You can spoon me. Do not touch me. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then he's like spooning me, like, I'm like, I told you, you can't, like, he's like trying to touch my tits. I'm like, I just want to go to bed. And then I like go to sleep. I'm like, okay, all I need to do is like wake up at like when the sun comes up, when it's like safe out. So I was like, if I just sleep here for like 4 hours, then I can like get up and when it's like okay outside and then I'll leave. So it's like then like 6:30 in the morning and I just like creep out of his apartment, get out of there. Right when I close the door, block his number immediately and just go to my fucking car.
The only thing worse than talking your way out of pussy is singing your way out of pussy. Like that. I can't think of it more.
Singing your way out of pussy.
So much worse.
Oh, God, I feel like we learned a lot. Christine, do you have anything coming up?
I have my monthly show at the Elysian Theater here
Ooh.
in Los Angeles, Icons Only. So that.
When's the date for that?
I think it changes like month to month. I think we're doing first Fridays now though.
Okay, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram because I am banned from Twitter permanently.
What'd you do?
What'd you do?
Yeah.
I yelled at some Republicans and I called Tommy Loren a cunt and a stupid dumb bitch. I got
That's
banned.
fine.
Nice.
That's not
right?
even threatening.
I know, thank you. That's what I thought. And then I also told her
You can't call people names.
Apparently, if you yell at a lot of Republicans, they will fucking come for you.
Would you call Rand Paul?
I told him that I'd call him a little bitch boy to his little bitch boy face, and then I
That's it?
So, yeah, but that's the thing, and that's why I'm so confused of like why I'm permanently banned because I'm like I truly like my friends get death and rape threats, and I can't call Tommy Loren or Tommy, however you pronounce it,
Tommy.
a dumb bitch. Anyways, but my Instagram is that's how I promote myself. At Chrissy Mads, even though I go by Christine. It was like truly like I changed my Instagram handle to match my Twitter handle that I made like a bajillion years ago, and then and then I lost my Twitter.
Wow, fuck Twitter, dude.
Fuck Twitter.
Fuck Twitter.
Jack.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
You're
having me.
wonderful.
Yes. So nice to meet you. Thank you for coming on.
All right, toodaloo, guys.
So long.
Oh, oh.